Magsasaka party list nominee June de la Cruz has been found after going missing on Sunday. Men aboard two motorcycles reportedly opened fire beside the car that De La Cruz was driving in Cainta, Rizal. He was able to flee the scene but was eventually chased by the same men who were allegedly police officers. His party said they lost contact with him until they received information that he was in police custody. The Marikina police eventually confirmed that De La Cruz was arrested for a standing murder charge.
Bakit open fire nung una?
Oo, hindi, I was reading the story kasi ano yung nangyari, no?
Timeline, yung actual timeline.
Parang yun nga, Sunday ito, yesterday, it happened yesterday, and then parang allegedly itong dalawang supposedly aaresto sa kanya, syempre wala naman siyang alam, parang nagtanong pa sa kanya ng about real estate. To that effect, ano. Tapos, nakita niya na merong bumubukol na baril. So, parang doon nag-start na tumakbo na siya. Tapos, the chase began. Tapos, tawag dito, nandun siya sa dead end. So, syempre, na-corner na siya. Then, apparently, he was illegally beaten or illegally abducted and aggressively beaten. Yan ang word na ginamit dito. At pinasquat pa daw siya ng 2 hours bago siya dinala sa ospital. Yun yung nangyari.
Alam mo, kahit mga ano ganyan it's things like this that cause people to fear yung mga police officers. Hindi naman lahat ng police officers natin na ganyan. May mga babait. Pero if you have a standing warrant, tapos kailangan mo to bring in custody, you don't need to torture, you don't need to hurt them, di ba? Kung hindi naman manglalaban, talagang manglalaban, take them into custody properly.
Saka una-una,
pinasquat. Yung ba pinasquat?
I was checking, ano ba yung standard operating procedure ng, ng
SOP.
PNP, di ba? So, hopefully, di ba, dahil all sides all the time naman tayo, may makausap tayo from that side. Pero checking it, dapat talaga, unang-una, bago mo i-serve yung warrant daw, ipapakilala mo muna, established authority. Pakilala mo muna kung sino ka, bakit ka nandito, anong gagawin mo. And nakalagay din na dapat naka-uniforme.
Tsaka Miranda rights.
Oo, tas yung Miranda rights.
You have the
Pero
right to
parang
remain
I don't
silent.
think it happened, diba? So, yun yung titignan natin. Kasi itong si De La Cruz, si June De La Cruz, ay third nominee sa magsasaka
party list.
So, if you will look at his background naman, siya pala ay anak nito ni Nilo De La Cruz, na former commander ng Alex Bongcayo Brigade. At for some time, naging leader din siya ng
Alex
itong
Bongcayo
si
Brigade.
Lejuna, no? Pero 2 decades na daw, according sa reports natin, 2 dekada na siyang nagbalik loob, no, sa gobyerno. Kumbaga, hindi na siya miyembro na doon, hindi na siya active member.
Under yung mga amnesty program ng government.
And ito daw, charge na to was, itong murder charge, parang 1992.
So ilan years? 22 years ago. Tama ba? 22 years ago.
So ngayon, syempre, ang hinihinala, no, doon sa side ito, no, linawin natin sa side ng magsasaka party list, sa side nila Lejun, ang hinihinala dito ay botched assassination. Doon sa nangyari.
With yung mga police officers kasi daw hindi nakabihis, di ba?
Hindi yata nakabihis eh. Tsaka yun nga, una, nagpretend pa sila nagtatanong about real estate. Di ba? Kasi kung yun ay according sa kanila, no? So we want to know yung sa police side, di ba? Hopefully we can talk to somebody to clear this up, di ba?
Alright, in other news, the Commission on Elections is considering moving polling places to more spacious and comfortable venues. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia has directed local offices to explore options such as gymnasiums and multi-purpose halls. This initiative aims to enhance the voting experience in future elections, especially for vulnerable groups like the elderly, pregnant women, and persons with disabilities. Garcia noted that public schools often pose challenges for voters due to limited space, small chairs and tables, poor ventilation, and multi-level layouts that hinder accessibility.
Yan nabanggit din yan sa sinasabi ni COMELEC Chairman.
Chairman George, napakalaking tao mo, tapos yung upuan mo pang grade school. So, paano upo? Or, minsan, mababa ang upuan mo, tapos, siyempre, pag elderly, mahirap tumayo at umupo. Di ba?
At saka, di ba, for the longest time, well, at least for the last 2-3 elections naman na-address na yun. Pero before, di ba, pinapakita nila yung mga kapatid natin na may kapansanan, hirap na hirap o hindi na makaboto dahil sino ba naman yung aakit pa sa hagdanan?
Yes.
Di ba ilang floors bago sila makarating
Sa
presinto nila?
sa US, karamihan ng voting places is multipurpose halls, cooperatives, usually ganyan. Accessibility kasi is very important. Oo.
So ngayon, yun yung sinasabi ni Comelec Chairman George Garcia na hanap sila ng mga gymnasiums, 'di ba? Check nila para daw komportable din yung boboto, hindi na madismaya. And most especially yung yung gagawin nila ngayon yung 'di ba? Ang tawag dito, medyo madalas naantala yung mga voters sa paghahanap ng presinto nila or paghahanap ng pangalan nila pag nandun na sila sa presinto.
Kasi napakahaba ng listahan.
Yes.
So minsan gaganunin mo pa isa-isa, nandiyan man name ko, di ba?
Oo, ang tagal.
Oo.
So ngayon, di ba nabanggit ni Comelec Chairman George Garcia during the interview sa The Grill nung over the weekend, maglalagay din daw sila ng maliliit na picture ng mga voters para makita nila right away. Oh, ako to okay, go.
Pero you can, ahead of time, you can check muna. Kasi
pwede naman.
ang mahirap kasi hanapin the way yung layout is yung tipong nakalagay ko ano yung precinct number mo na kagad. So you can check on kaagad before you even go, iti-check mo, taga barangay blank-blank ako. Pag barangay blank-blank, dapat dito ka. So i-check mo na kaagad online kung saan ang polling mo. Then you look at your name in the list.
And then some people would ask, bakit ba importante na maganda yung pagbobotohan ng isang botante, 'di ba? Para din syempre, para maengganyo bumoto. And of course, alam natin na tama yung presinto ng pagbobotohan ng isang botante at hindi sila ma-disenfranchise.
Karamihan sa mga tao kasi ayaw na bumoto pag mahaba ang pila, pag mainit.
O kaya hindi makita yung pangalan nila, hindi na lang ako boboto.
After 5 minutes of looking, ayoko na, uwi na ako.
Oo, di ba? Hindi na ako
ganyan.
boboto. So, tapos ma-disenfranchise na iba naman.
Yes.
Lumipat, nasa kabilang presinto pala siya, tapos naubutan na ng oras, hindi na nakaboto. Na-disenfranchise na.
Correct.
Sayang yung boto niya. Diba? So, importante rin na malagay din sa mga considerations natin. Alright. Sige, balikan natin yung usapin
issues
natin.
of Lejunda de la Cruz of Magsasaka Party List. Angel, who do we have?
Yeah, we have Attorney General Du of Magsasaka. Party List is now on the line joining us today. Good morning po. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, good morning, Miss Angela.
Hingi lang po kami ng
Morning
update. Nasan po ngayon si Mr. Lejon de la Cruz? Kamusta po siya?
Actually, I am with him right now.
Okay.
We are
Can you talk to him?
Marikina Police. Hindi ko alam kung allowed eh.
Okay.
But we are in Marikina Police station right now.
So ano po talaga yung nangyari?
So, kahapon, my client told me na paalis siya from Cainta. Gagaling siya sa kanyang kaibigan. Tapos, nung pasakay na siya ng sasakyan, nasa street parking lang ito, may lumapit sa kanya na sa bandang kaliwa niya, sa may driver's side, na parang nag-aalok ng real estate daw. And then, napansin niya, merong bulbs sa may hips yung nagtatanong. At hindi pa siya gumalaw nung pangapanahon na yon. Tapos, sa bandang kanan niya, nakita niya may nag-alight din from a motorcycle na tao na may bulbs din at bumunot. So, at yung nasa kaliwa niya, pumutok na ng 2 beses nung pagkabunot nung nasa kanan. So, tumakbo siya. So, this is Cainta, no? Na corner sa bandang Manggahan. Hinabol siya eh. Hinabol siya ng Manggahan. Buto na lang, nung na-corner siya doon sa Manggahan, ay marami ng tao. Parang community sa may Manggahan. And 3 hours siyang hinold doon actually. Nung narinig niyang, kasi nung na-corner na siya, he was about to escape pa dapat, pero may sumigaw doon na, kasi may Pasig police na sumama eh. Doon lang siya tumigil and surrendered himself.
Yung mga pulis na daw ba ito, yung uniforme?
No, lahat sila hindi naka-uniforme, lahat civilian.
So itong mga
Naka-civilian lahat, meron pa nga iba
Go ahead, sir, go ahead.
Naka-t-shirt lang at saka shorts, naka-shorts pa nga yung iba eh.
So itong mga nagpaputok, sir, tsaka yung mga humabol sa kanya, confirm po lahat po sila ay police?
Yung nagpuputok, hindi pa confirm kung police. Pero yung humuli sa kanya at humabol, confirm na police.
And nung
afterwards,
go ahead.
Afterwards kasi, nung So, nung nahuli na siya sa Pasig, 3 oras siya doon, parang dinideliberate pa. Hindi pa siya tina-turnover eh. Hindi pa siya binubooking. Hindi pa siya dinadala sa presinto. So, I think, we think that they were deliberating if what they would do with the client. So, dahil nga, nung mga panahon na yon, nag-media blitz na kami, at marami nang nagtatatawag, we think that it thwarted whatever their plans is.
Yes.
So,
So, sir, ano to? So
kasi
you...
sa perspective namin kasi, ang angulo kasi ng pulisya ngayon is they are serving a warrant daw. Tapos, ang nakita ko, yung warrant, this is a 1992 case. 1992 case. So, I think it's only an afterthought for them na sabi, nag-aano ng warrant. Kasi, in the first place, in Cainta, hindi pa nila ipinakita. First, hindi sila nagpakilalang pulis. Kung policeman sila. Second, ay naka-civilian sila. At third, ay pumutok. Pinutukan siya agad ng dalawa. So, this is really a botched assassination attempt against my client.
You think, sir, since you mentioned a botched assassination attempt, tapos afterthought na lang itong parang scapegoat nila ang old case niya, who would be behind such an attempt?
Your guess is as good as mine. Kasi my client has been above ground and in legal formation since 90s. Since 1990s. And this case that they're pinning on him was 1992. Ano pa ito? We think na hinukay lang nila yan just to justify this botched assassination attempt para to give a semblance of legality to the operation.
Okay. According po dun sa mga reports na nabasa namin, meron pong sinabi pinasquat siya ng 2 hours, meron din daw po aggressively beaten. Yes. Are these all true?
Yes. Yes po. Actually, meron namang tayong medical legal, no? Kasi after nung nakita na namin siya kahapon, we demanded na medical legal siya. At medical legal siya sa Amang Rodriguez Hospital. And hanggang ngayon, actually, I'm in front of him. Marami siyang bruises sa buong katawan at pati muka. And gas-gas and bruises. Tiyan, tuhod, elbow, kamay, muka, etc. So, habang nakadapa daw siya, almost 3 hours yun. Nakadapa siya.
Wow.
So, on the pavement ng Lingahan.
Right. Attorney, can you enlighten us now on the background of Mr. Legion de la Cruz? Because we've been seeing a lot of reports also na siya po ay anak ni Nilo de la Cruz, ang former commander ng Alex Bongcayo Brigade. And somehow, along the way, naging leader din po siya. And after that, ay ano na po ang ginagawa ni Sir after nung po kanyang aktibidad na yun?
That is true po. That was during the 80s and the 90s. No? But in 1998, my client told me that he already went above ground. Actually, in year 2000, there was already a peace agreement. Now, he was part of a peace agreement with the Arab government na nagbibigay ng immunity from suit nung lahat ng mga past, because those are all political daw. Actually, after that, nag-organize si Legion ng mga communities, farmers, workers, etc. Ever since 2004, actually, sumasali na sila sa party list. He was a nominee of a party list 2004. I just forgot the name of the party list. No? And every election cycle, they join elections. So, I think everyone in the government, even in the intelligence community, knows na wala nang illegal activities o kung ano mang underground activities si Legion. But he has been consistent in... Actually, nung last year lang, he could travel abroad.
Yes.
He freely, wala talagang warrant of arrest laban sa kanya.
But of course, leading up to this, what you claim to be a botched assassination attempt, leading up to this, was there any, just to clarify, any inkling on the part of Legion or any info that he had that possibly na may attempt on his life?
wala rin eh. Nung kausap ko rin siya dyan, wala rin siyang maisip na kung sino ang will be behind this bus assassination attempt. But we are sure, of course, that there's someone. We are sure that there is someone. Pero sa ngayon, wala pa kaming makita kung sino ba o ano ang motibo.
Okay. So ano po mangyayari ngayon? Ano po yung magiging procedure, and on your side, sa inyo po, no, sa Magsasaka Party List, ano po ang gagawin po ninyo after this incident?
Well, first, of course, we need to secure the safety muna ni June, no? Dahil nga, may threat pa rin, syempre. If the one behind this could instigate police law enforcement to assassinate a person, then we think na, lalo na pag nasa custody. So, 24 hours merong tao dito lagi na nagbabantay. At ang next steps namin legally, of course, is to face those legal, sinasabi nila. Kahit na this is an afterthought, of course, kailangan pa rin sa proseso naman yan. Tapos, tinaniman din kasi siya ng baril eh. So, parang merong Comelec gunman ata na case. I still didn't see the records, but my client saw it being, sinusulat ng police daw doon sa report, parang ganon. So, we will face all the charges. We believe that our client is innocent of all the charges. So, we'll take it from there.
Alright, patuloy po kami makikipag-ugnayan sa inyo sa magiging development po ng kaso na ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Attorney General Du of Magsasaka Party List. Thank you.
Thank you.